Getting kids to pay attention can be a big enough challenge in person, but online, let's face it, you're just another app on their screen. So how do we make sure that you're the most interesting app on their screen? How do we get and keep kids' attention? Stick with me and let's talk about it. Hi, and welcome to Classroom Confidential. My name is Christopher Youngren, and I'm a middle school ELA teacher in Tucson, Arizona. If this is your first time joining me, welcome. I'm glad to have you here. So the online classroom has brought no shortage of challenges to teachers this year, and one of the biggest difficulties we're experiencing is getting and keeping kids' attentions. They have so many distractions, a lot more distractions than they would in person. I mean, first of all, you have the environmental factors. You have maybe other brothers and sisters running around, you have pets, you have parents walking around in the background, maybe doing housework, maybe arguing, all sorts of noise, as the Grinch would say. But beyond that, you have the itchy finger, the wandering eye. Oh, let's open up another tab and look at Minecraft. The teacher won't know. It'll look like I'm looking at them, but I'm actually watching YouTube or Minecraft or Among Us or Roblox or Fortnite or what have you, right? So how do we make sure that we're not just another app on their screen? How do we make sure that we get and keep their attention throughout the entire class? It starts by taking chances, taking risks, and being bold. And what do I mean by being bold? Well, basically, not to put too fine a point on it, don't be afraid to be a fool, right? Crank it up to an 11 every single day. If kids are checking out, if kids are not paying attention, you have one of two choices. You can put yourself on autopilot and just go through the emotions because, online teaching is so hard and I'm dealing with so much. Or you can make the choice to bring your A game. You can make the choice to crank it up to an 11 every single day. Because you know what? Why not? If they're not listening, who cares? There's nothing to be nervous about. Be a fool. Be bigger than life. Be ridiculous. I guarantee you, even if they think you're weird, even if they think you're coming out of left field, they will remember you, and they are a lot more likely to pay attention if you are the wild and crazy teacher who is bigger than life, because you gotta be bigger than life, because you gotta reach through the screen and you gotta grab them and force them to love what you're saying. And it's not that easy, but it's a lot easier to do it that way than it is to expect them to be engaged by going Bueller, Bueller, Bueller. You dig what I'm laying down? By breaking through these comfort zones and being bold and making big choices and being invested and engaged and alive and awake with our teaching, we show them the passion that we have. And passion can be infectious. And by modeling living outside of our comfort zones, maybe it'll encourage them to get more engaged themselves. And where they were reticent to speak before, when they were reticent to engage before, maybe now they'll do so because they see you taking those chances, they see you taking those risks, and they realize, oh look, nothing's happening to my teacher, maybe I can give it a try myself. And what they'll find is when they do start living outside of their comfort zones, when they do start making bigger and bolder and more courageous choices themselves, it's gonna build upon itself because they're gonna realize, oh, I survived. And maybe next time they'll take it, and maybe next time they'll even make a bigger choice and take a bigger chance, within reason, obviously, but they're gonna start exploring education more when they see how much passion you bring to it and how you're not afraid to be silly, be bold, be courageous, and take risks. And some of the things I do, I mean, look, I start every day off with a dance party. I choose a song of the day. Sometimes I solicit it the night before on Google Classroom and I say, somebody give me a song. And oh my goodness, is that student excited when I play their song at the top of class. I was excited the other day when I heard a student of mine got a record player with ZZ Top and Van Halen for Christmas. I was like, and Metallica. I'm like, wow, your parents are raising you right. So I start off with a dance party and I come in with my cool guy sunglasses on, and I show them how old guys dance, right? And we mix it up, and we start it off up here from square one. So boom, I've already got their attention, right? Like some spazzed out radio DJ. And I don't give them a chance to tune out. If they do tune out, well, I'll talk about that in a second. But what else do I do? We play games. There's a whole series of Zoomprov games on here that I use with my classes. Game-based learning is the way to go, for me at least. I mean, tailor it to your own classroom. You know what's going to work for you. But just lecturing, I guarantee you, is the quickest way for them to tune out. So make it engaging. Make it, involve them in the process. I have another series from this kooky Hogwarts professors that upholds and supports the lessons that I'm teaching with magic tricks, and they love that. So use what works for you, but mix it up and bring something new every day. Bring something that keeps them focused on you and that doesn't allow their eye to wander over to Minecraft land or Roblox land or, God forbid, even YouTube land. And if they do start checking out, don't be afraid to personalize. Don't be afraid to check in with them individually. Don't call them out and don't admonish them and say, hey, why don't you pay attention or you're never going to pass this class, for crying out loud. But say, hey, Sally, what do you think about how the character did this thing? Or, hey, Tyrone, what about that plot twist? That was pretty crazy, right? And when you call them out individually, they're going to feel recognized. They're going to feel part of the collective, part of the community. Look, kids, especially kids in middle school and high school, feel disconnected enough already. But now, in the midst of this quarantine that keeps going and going and going, and everybody's in their individual houses and like physically separated from one another, they have got to feel more alone than ever. So sometimes it takes you reaching out directly and saying, hey, I see you, I recognize you, and your thoughts are important to me. I want to hear your voice because you matter. You are a part of this class and you are an invaluable piece of this community. Look, I understand that some teachers are more reticent, some teachers are shyer, and not everybody is going to want to be this wild and crazy loud guy like me. It's not everyone's cup of tea. Fine, granted, but you still got to bring the passion, however that manifests on its side, because passion is infectious, and the more you invest, the more your kids will invest. The more you bring to it, the more they will get out of it. Maybe this seems rudimentary, I don't know, but now more than ever, it is important to remember. And here's the thing about comfort zones. If you're afraid to move beyond your comfort zone, what better reason to do it? And you know what? You're going to find on the other side that you're just fine, and you're probably going to end up stronger for it. Hey, tell me what your favorite ways of engaging your students are through this pandemic and distance learning and all the rest. I would love to hear from you, and I really value your input. Thank you so much for joining me today. Please be safe out there. Stay well. Take care of yourselves. Please take care of someone else. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.